Can I see myself? I can see myself. Can I see the stream kicking into life? Come on. There we go. There we go. There it is. There it is. I see buffering and I see me. Oy. We're in business. Good. It's been a little while. Hello, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks since I last did a stream. And that is because I have been away in Helsinki, doing stuff for Pocket Gamer Connect, which is a great big conference that we do several times a year over at pocketgamer.co.uk, and it's the big mobile convention, and it takes place we've got one in London just after Christmas, we got one in Helsinki, and we do other places as well, San Francisco, Vancouver, and all over the shop. But because it was going on last week, it meant that I couldn't join you guys for the usual Tuesday evening, for me, weekday stream. So that's Tuesday, 5 p.m. UK time. It's 12 midday Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific, I think. And so, apologies, basically. I'm sorry I wasn't with you. You may not have bothered. You may have played a board game of your very own instead of watching me doing it. But, whether you like it or not, I'm back. Back this week to join you for more digital board game action. And in this case, as you can see very clearly up there, it's called Onitama. And it's a game that just came out about a week or so ago on mobile. This is more in my wheelhouse of what I usually do. So I work for Pocket Gamer and run the site which is AppSpy, so the video wing of Pocket Gamer, which will be Pocket Gamer very soon, just to avoid confusion. But point is, I make videos about mobile games, and for the first time on the Asmodee Digital live stream, check it out, we're going iPad, which is far more in my wheelhouse. That's what I usually do. We've been doing Steam games up until now. This is going to be the first mobile one that we premiere for you. Let me just check that everything is working and synced up. Can I see movement? I can. Brilliant. Good. So this is something that's going to be currently available to download for free on iPhone, on iPad, and if you have an Android device, phone or tablet, on Google Play as well. So those are your options for the minute. Now, chime in the chat if you happen to be there, and if there's anything wrong, if you've got sound issues, let me know if I'm clear enough, let me know if the music is overpowering the chat and all the rest, and I'll make the appropriate adjustments. And then once a few people have tuned in, we're going to walk ourselves through the very, very brief tutorial, which gives you an idea of what the game is all about, and then we're just going to play. We're just going to play for a bit. But the game may be free to play, but you can spend some time in the store if you like. You can buy new skins, there are card packs and so forth that you can collect. But because we, personally, like to do giveaways with these streams whenever we have the opportunity, the folks over at Asmodee Digital have dumped 4 iOS codes and 4 Google Play codes into my willing lap. And I will be dishing them out into the chat throughout the course of the stream, which will be about an hour and a half. So stick around if you want to get your hands on free stuff, extra cards, extra skins, extra backgrounds, and all that pizzazz for Onitama. You can download the game for free right now if you want to give it a go, but we'll give you extra bits and bobs to play along with it. Trojan Rage has already tuned in. Any word on when Terraforming Mars will launch? You're going to be sick of the response that I give you, but it is the truth. Which is, we can't give you a specific date, number one. Number two, soon. Yeah, I know, right? Everyone's sick of hearing soon about these things, but as anyone who follows game development closely, these things are kind of fluid. Things change, and time schedules, they're amended as things develop. So, but I can say that it is going to be soon. As soon as we have the confirmed date, we'll let you guys know, and we'll be doing a stream to go with it. We'll probably get the developers on to chat about the released build or the alpha build or whatever. So don't worry, a guy can dream, says the Trojan Horse. You certainly can. But don't worry, it'll be realised. Your dream will become tangible before long. So don't worry. XTA Gollus says hello. Hello. Good to have you on the stream. We'll just give you a moment, and then we are going to go and dive straight into this. Sad emojis flying across the screen. We'll dive straight into the very, very brief tutorial that we have for the game. Nice thing about this one, Steam release for Onitama, says Extagulius. Haven't confirmed that one yet. I did mention to the guys over at Asmodee that, hey, it's an iOS release, that's interesting. We usually do Steam. But there's no build that I've got my hands on at the moment, but that doesn't by any means rule out the idea that it will be coming to Steam in future. In fact, most Asmodee games do run cross-platform, so I'd be surprised if there wasn't something on the horizon, but I cannot possibly confirm at this point. Hello, Chibi Marcus has joined. Good to see you. Again, apologies for not being here last week. We were over at the Pocket Gamer Conference in Helsinki, which means that I couldn't do streams because I was busy interviewing people and whatnot in a slightly different time zone. But back as usual, and we're also going to be here for the next couple of weeks as well, at the very least. So let me just get some tea. And seeing as there are a few folks in the window, we'll dive straight in, shall we? I think from the main menu I can get to the tutorial, even though I've already done it. Let me just give it a tutorial. There we go. Lovely. Now, again, let me know if the sound of the game is too loud or whatever it should be. Apologise if I look like I'm looking down a bunch, because I am going to be looking down, because that's how we're streaming it today. So, let's elucidate on this thing. Onitama is an elegant and simple game which captures the essence of martial arts. There are two paths to victory, the way of the stone or the way of the stream. I assume we should go way of the stream. It seems fitting given our Twitch situation right now. To win by the way of the stone, you must capture your opponent's master, the large pawn in the center sitting on the temple arch space. Big thing, middle of the screen, you see it flashing. Bang. To win by the way of the stream, your master must travel across the board and land in your opponent's temple arch space. So it's effectively giving us the option to take it by territory, basically grab their head building, their main square, their main tile, or kill their head honcho. Those are the two options. To begin with, each player is dealt 2 move cards at random. This is their hand. So here we go, 2 flashing cards at the bottom, monkey and ox. The extra move card is now dealt. The colour on its back indicates the colour of the starting player. So I start because I've got the red one. Let's put that extra move card aside for one now, and we'll get back to it. Each turn is divided into 2 phases, move and attack, and exchange cards. For your move and attack phase, you must select one of the 2 move cards in your hand, or a single pawn. For today's lesson, we will select the ox card. So you can see it flashing at the bottom there. Now, a pawn must be selected. Please tap the highlighted student. So the students are the guys sitting next to their masters, so the 2 pawns to the left and to the right. I'm going to tap the flashing one over here. The grid on the card shows available moves for that card. So this is the way the game works. The best way to explain this, from what I've played, and I played it a little bit this afternoon, but it's kind of like chess. A very scaled down version of chess, where the kings are the kings are the masters, so you need to either conquer them, take their space, or just kill them. But rather than choosing your moves based on, say, a pawn can only move 2 steps forward, 1 diagonally, or 1 forward, and a king can only move 1 step in either direction, the moves are dictated by the cards. That's how this plays out. So you've only got the monkey and the ox, and if you look, the little orange block in the middle represents the character, and so you can see the ox here, the one that's highlighted. I can move 1 forward, I can move 1 to the right, or I can move 1 down. Those are my only options. Or if I chose the monkey, I can move 1 diagonally in each direction. And those are my only movement options, but I can apply them to any character on the board. That's how that works. So tap to continue. A pawn may not leave the board, nor can it land on a square occupied by one of your other pawns, so that rules out going back and going to the right. So please move your pawn 1 forward. That's the only option left. So I can tap that forward, boom, my guy jumps forward, job done. Now, in the exchange cards phase, a card that you used is transferred to your opponent's extra move card area. So now, my enemy gets my last card, and it drops down into the extra move bit. Remember the extra move card we drew at the beginning of the game? That now becomes part of my hand. So it just basically shows you your next turn. So it's like sitting there in the corner, grayed out. The game continues with this rotation of move cards until one player is victorious. That's the turnover. It's now your opponent's turn, so they've moved 2 steps forward, and I've now got their card that they just used, which allowed them to move 2 steps forward. Finally, select your dragon card and take your opponent's pawn. So we've got monkey and dragon down there at the bottom. I'm going to select dragon, and I can now, because of the alignment of that card, if you look closely, I can move 1 up and 2 to the left or 2 to the right, kind of how a knight moves in chess, or I can move 1 back into the corner, either left or right. So I'm going to select the dragon, and that means I can tap my character that I want to move the pawn, and then I can go over there, bam, and take the guy. That's it. That's the entire tutorial, which is kind of nice. Sometimes tutorials go on for ages, especially with board games. Not with this one. Nice and easy. If you'd like, you may continue the game on your own or go back to the main menu. I'm going to continue the game solo, and we'll see if we can push this through. Peter Nutuboom. Why is it called an extra card rather than the next card? The current name seems misleading. I guess they just say it's extras and you're not moving it next. I know what you mean. Like, to me, in my head, I would call that the next card. But that's the way that they've phrased it. But you can think of it as the next card. That's all it is. So, if I want to continue... my aim is to get dude at the top of the screen there either killed, taking him, or steal his spot. But I can't just plough straight on as I'm at the mercy of the cards. So, I can either choose monkey, and I can move in diagonals, or I can choose tiger and move straight on. The thing with this game, the thing you've got to keep an eye on is your two movesets, and then your other eye needs to be on your opponent's moves. Because they are going to do one of two things. You can predict what they'll do to a limited degree, based on what cards they've got. So they've got the Ox card, which means one of their players could move one forward, one to the left, one up. That's an option. Or they can move the Dragon card, which means they can move one step back diagonally, or that Knight move that I just did. Those are their two options at the minute. They'll also be able to use the Tiger in the next following turn. So, if I move my Master forward, can anyone take me out on my next turn? I don't think so. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to move him 2 forward. Oh! See, there you go. Didn't pay attention. Way of the Stone. Battered. Instantly defeated. Because the other guy could move like a knight 2 across the way. So, that's a nice demonstration. Would I like a rematch? I certainly would. So that's how it runs. That's what the game over screen looks like. Now, obviously, you can play this game against AI. You can play it against other people. Multiplayer style. But I'll be doing the AI for the minute because matching up online is always a little bit iffy with any online game. I never risk it because servers go down, and especially when it's one of these asynchronous multiplayer games and you want to move a turn, you then have to spend sometimes 15 minutes waiting for the other player because they've gone off to make a cup of tea. So it's not wise. Right, let's do this. Let's see what we can do. They've moved one diagonally to my left. Now I've got the dragon or I've got the rooster. These are my two options. So, if I move the rooster, I can move one of my pawns out one space. They've got the rabbit where they can move diagonally one, and they'll get the other one, and the eel as well. What can the eel do? They can move diagonally to the left. So I don't want to put my pawns too close there. No one can jump 2 spaces apart from sideways. So I'm fairly safe. If I move... I'm going to get defensive of my master. So if I move this guy here, and I send him... He can't go left or right. That's not a good move for him. So let's go... Actually, you know what? Let's move him up here. So you can see underneath the master, I want to call him a king, but I won't. It gives you that little lovely drawn image of the building there. So if their master, their main character lands on that, then it's game over for me. Or they can be taken, just like I did before. Right, 2 options. Monkey or dragon? Dragon lets me go diagonally up like a knight, or monkey just diagonally 1 tile. What can I do? What's good? I might want to go in here and defend the space I just cleared. But what have they got? They've got the rooster and the eel. So if I move my king 1 forward, can anyone get me? I don't want to make that mistake again. I say king, my master. Moving my master around. So those are the options. If you tap the character, that's where I can move. If I move there, I don't think there's a single move anyone can make that will do me in. So let's do it and see what happens. Right, so the master's moved 1 to the right. Interesting choice. So, I've got the move of the rabbit, the way of the rabbit, or the way of the dragon. These are my 2 options. Ogre from Hell's here. Hello, Ogre from Hell. How are you doing? Sorry I weren't here last week. I had conference things to do. But back now, as usual. By the way, as I said earlier, we will be dishing out codes throughout the course of the game, which will get you additional stuff. So, You can download the game for free right now on iPhone or on iPad, but there is additional content that I can give to you, which you can redeem. Codes that can be tapped into the old App Store there, or the shop within the game, that will give you extra stuff. So, I'll be throwing those into the Twitch stream at random, and I will mention whether they are iOS or Google Play. I'll do a pair of them, so 4 times over the course of the stream. Now then, I could go right ahead and... Oh, hang on, I'm being buzzed on the door. Bear with me. Back in just a second. Back now, back now, back now. Sorry about that. People randomly buzzing on my door. You can't account for these things in the middle of live streams. Now, where was I? So, Way of the Dragon or Way of the Rabbit. Those are my 2 options. I reckon, given that they've got the monkey, the ability to go diagonally left or right, or the eel, which is diagonally or sideways. Rooster's the next one I've got there, so I can only move one tile at a time. Let's find out. I'm going to go... I don't really want to move my king forward, because if I push him... I keep saying king, because of the chess relation. I don't want to move my master forward, because if I push him into any of those spaces, potentially he'll be at risk either from a pawn or from their master. So I think I might bring up another one of my dudes. Let's bring a pawn up to join them. Servant. I think we'll go with this guy. Yeah. Okay. Right. Of course, now I've played that card, they now have the ability to move in that knight way. So if I leave my master here, their master will be able to grab me next turn. So I now need to get the hell out of there. So I could do that with the rabbit by taking a step backwards. If I want to. So I can move back there. Or if I use the rooster, I can do similar things, I guess. The rabbit will take me straight forward. Are there any moves that he can make that will put me straight, that will get me dead head on? I don't think so, you know. And I'll be too far away from the other guys for them to do anything about it. So maybe if I jump there, that'll be really, really annoying for them. Which is ultimately what I'm going for. If I move to the square tile immediately to the left of him, then one of his slave pawn student dudes will be able to take me out. So I'm thinking we go just in front of him and there's nothing he can do. There. Yeah, nothing he can do, you can see. However, he is now advancing one of his students down the board and towards the home spot. Now we have a problem, because the next move that they can make is one of those knight moves. So now my pawn character is exposed, and the base at the bottom is exposed as well. So we need to look into taking this guy out or blocking his way somehow. They still can't move straight forward, so that's in our favour. So we could go... Let's have a look. He can jump up here. And then if Matey tries to move any closer to the slaves at the bottom, they will get taken out. But of course, if I move there, their master will be able to get me with the dragon. But if their master gets me with the dragon, I can then bop them immediately with the monkey. This is turning into a weird, like, I just realised when you talk about this game out loud, it's basically like describing a fight in a zoo. It's very strange. Alright, let me test a theory. I'm a relative newcomer to this game. I reckon if I move here, I can try and lure him to do something really stupid. Here. What are you going to do about that? Let's find out. Now, he's done that. Have I misread? I think I may have. Did I misread? I thought I could move sideways. And I don't think I can. I'm confusing myself now. No. No! That's a terrible move. I think I thought it was the other character for some reason. I can only move 1 or 2 steps to the left. Okay, yeah, no. Alright, now what's their next move? Can they move into that... into my home slot? They can't. So the king has only got 1 move to make. Let's see. If I advance... using the eel or the rooster, the king can't move sideways. I'd like to move 1 forward, ideally. If I move here, though, they can take my main character, my master, out on a diagonal. That's bad. But if I use one of my characters to move forward, one of my pawn characters, I'll be able to take him out on a diagonal next turn. Unless they move the master. I need to get him straight on. I think I've backed myself into a corner here. Actually, if I go there... no, their little slave character can just immediately take me out. And then I won't be able to take them out, so that's no good. That's not great either. That's workable, but I'm not sure what it achieves. And this, that's suicide. That's not. I can move sideways and then see what they do next. I think that might be the move. Yeah, let's try that. Ogre says, the rotation of the cards got me confused of the start as they get your moves and then you get theirs. Yes, I know, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? But I actually quite like this because it forces you to consider only a few possible moves. The idea that rather than every character having a set rule for how many squares or tiles they can move throughout the entire game, this idea of the game dishing out the rules to you as they go, like, here's what you can do this turn, this or this, deal with it. It forces you to be reactive, and I quite like that. And then the knowledge that your opponent will get your cards in a minute or two, that's always like, oh, suddenly I become very conscious of what I'm playing, you know? Okay. So I've got the dragon, where I can move to those points. I've got the eel, where I can move to those points. Either of those is no good for moving forward. Because if I move forward and hit the space directly above and in the center, then I can get attacked from a number of angles. They can get me. So that's not a good move for me. I could go sideways that way. That might be the thing to do. No, I can't, because then my pawn could go diagonal. Their pawn, sorry, could go diagonal. If I move there, he'll get me diagonally. If I move back there, he'll get me diagonally. I think if he stays there, there's nothing they can do. Which is good. So, what about other characters? Now, if I move my pawn down in front of them, in front of the guy, I'm pretty sure there's not a great deal he can do there. Obviously, he can take me. But then with my cards, I could also take him immediately afterwards. So I could kind of lure him out. I'm quite tempted to do that. Let's give it a go. It's probably suicide, but I'm going to try it again. Anyway, why not? So here, if he moves here, what happens? Let's see. If the pawn moves diagonally... Oh, I didn't see he could move sideways! Ugh, wasn't paying attention. Should have had my eyes screwed on there and I didn't. Right, let's try again. I haven't seen half of these things. Crab, cobra, ox. I only gave it a quick go during the afternoon to make sure that it worked. So it's a learning experience, as most of these board games are. Right, let's give this a crack. So, we've got cobra and ox. Diagonal, to the left, up, right. These are my options. They've immediately moved a pawn out. I'm going to go pawn first this time to avoid myself getting smashed in the face immediately, like I did last time. Let's go diagonally as well. There. Now then. He's moved sideways. I can take him with the frog. Is there anything that anyone can do if I take that character? Let's find out. They can move forward 1, left 2, right 2. Or they can move diagonally or left 1. None of those moves are going to affect my pawn if I take them. I'm pretty sure. Ogre from Hell saying tea or coffee. Green tea as always. Only 2 coffees a day, with a big gap in the middle for me, to stop me getting all twitchy and nightmarish. Okay, so if I take their pawn with the frog, I don't think there's any move they can make that can get me right now. But I've been wrong before. Go. Smash. No, nothing they could do with that first turn. Good, so we're starting on the right foot this time. Okay, so I've got rabbit or ox, these are my options, and crab is going to be filtering in next. So, they can move diagonally to the right or the left, and then sideways a bunch, but they only by one tile, and they can't move 2 forward. Alright, I got you, I feel you. So they can't move straight on at the moment. However, my ox card I will be able to move straight on next time. So I can force the king, the master. I can force the master to move. And I'm pretty sure that no one can get me if I move diagonally directly in front of their master. No one can take me from the front. He can't take me from the side. And the next turn I've got the ox, and I could bam straight into the master. So they would be forced to move the master somewhere, which would expose the tile. And if they expose the tile, I can just jump straight on. Though I think I need to get their master. I think I need to get my master over to that tile for it to be a proper win. Anyway, let's see. Let's see if this works. Go. Yes. So I forced the master to move to the side. So I can now jump straight forward and take their space, but I think it's the king that the master that I need to get in there and nail. So I need to move this guy because the next turn he's going to get taken out. I can't move 1 to the left though. So I can have him sitting on the spot if I want to, stopping the master from moving back. I don't know if there's any strategic benefit to that, because I think I need to get the master up onto that spot rather than one of the pawn dudes. We shall see. I am torn. In the meantime, however, you may have noticed if you look down that you'll see a code dropped into the stream there. This is the first of the iOS codes that I'm dropping down. If you go into the app and go ahead and redeem, you will discover it will give you access to a bunch of stuff, followed by, immediately beneath it, an Android code as well. Both of those can be redeemed within the app to get free stuff. So if you want to go and grab some additional skins, additional cards, things that would usually be in-app purchases from the store, redeem those codes. Go wild. iPhone, Android, iOS. Redeem the codes. Let me know if you manage to redeem them. you can go nuts. Okay. I'm tempted just to move this guy straight forward, because if I stay here, he's going to get battered the next turn. Because I've not got enough spaces to move up and protect him. However, if I move straight forward, there's pretty much nothing they can do about it right now. So I'm going to do that. Oh, no, sorry. He moved sideways. God damn it. Okay, wasn't paying attention. These guys are good. It's weird to... Yeah, it's a weird one to get your head around this. But in a good way. I feel like I'm being massively challenged and not spotting the obvious. Or I'm just rubbish at it. Both options are valid. So, I'm looking for cards that will eventually allow me to jump two up front. I'm not getting any. So we're currently even. I've taken one of his, he's taken one of mine. He's got the crab, which lets him go left or right laterally by 2 or straight forward. And he's got the rabbit, so he can go diagonally or laterally too. I've got an ox and a cobra. So I can go forward, up, forward diagonally to the right, sideways, sideways, or back. I can go in all them directions. I'm tempted to move my master up, just to get him on the board. Because at the minute, he's not doing a great deal. So let's move him straight forward. And let's see what happens. Let's get in the game. Android code redeemed, says Revelation. Nicely done. Cat Simulator dropping in there with the knowledge. Green cards have symmetrical movement options. Red cards favour movement to the right and blue to the left. So they are colour-coded. You can only see like a little bit around the outside of the card if I tap on them. That kind of glow is a different colour. So that's what Cat Sim is referring to. So quite right. Good advice there. Now then. They've pulled out another one of their pawn characters. Defensive maneuvers. So I've got Cobra, Frog, and Rabbit. At the moment, they can now only move left once or twice. Straight forward, that's it. They can only move back. So there's no diagonal move they can make this turn. Meaning I could strike out directly ahead, but my only movement options are to the right or to the left, and that's not good because they can move forward, so my master would get battered. So let's look at the pawns and get them out. I'm going to say we want to move this one here. Go. That does mean I've given them a diagonal card, of course. Makes things a little bit awkward. Now, their current moves will be diagonally to the left or straight down. Those are the only advanced moves they can make. However, with the use of the rabbit, I can use my guy to take him. And I still have the option to retreat backwards with the rabbit if I want to. Or the ox, which are the next 2 turns. So, Iger from Hell got the iOS code there, nicely done. There will be 3 more pairs of codes to get over the course of the stream, so there's another just under an hour to go, so stick around if you want to get free stuff for this game and continue to watch me fail as I play it. Which is the real entertainment value of these streams. So, I kind of want to take this guy's pawn, and I'm fairly sure there's nothing they can do about it immediately. Matey can move sideways, diagonally by 1. That's it. So they might move. He might move that pawn of his over 2 tiles to the right to stand just in front of my master character. But like, there's nothing they could do about it. So let's take him. Oh, they've moved the master a tile to the left. Interesting choice. Okay. Right. So now, their movesets are... The enemy can go left 1, diagonally. They can go to the right 1, horizontally. And to the right 2, horizontally. Or back. Those are their options. Whereas I move forward 1, or left 1, or I can move diagonally left. Or 2 that way, actually. That's an option. And then I've got the crab, which is my next move, which lets me go way forward. So let's have a look. Let's chart these options. I don't want to go jumping forward because that pawn that's in the top right will totally grab me. So I want to be a little bit cautious there. So moving forward with my master is completely off the table. Likewise, moving with the frog. I'm tempted... They can't move directly forward. I'm tempted to move my pawn forward, face to face with his pawn. If I can. I can't move at an angle, but I can with the ox. I'm tempted to do that. Because he's got no diagonal options on me, and he can't move straight forward, so... And it just gets another guy out there and starts putting them under more pressure. Shall I try that? Yeah, why not? Let's try that. He can't... I'm not missing anything. I always feel like I'm missing something, because I have done up until now. I don't think he can get me. Ah, alright. Okay, so he moves that card over there. That pawn has now jumped over to cover his base. Alright. I see you. So what now? So, his next two moves, he's got the cobra and the ox, so he can, if I leave my pawn there, jump straight forward and batter me. Which I don't want. I can't move him in a crab position, it's 2 over, because he'll jump straight on top of the master, so that doesn't work. I can move him diagonally to the left, but then that pawn will be able to jump on him as well, so that's no good. I might be moving him back. If I move him back using the frog to that space just in front of my home base, that's an option. Otherwise, he will get battered in the next turn, no matter what I do. I feel like that's the move to make. STA Gulis throwing in tips there. Master, move one front with the crab. And then win with frog. Problem is... Hang on, will that work? Let's have a look. So if I move the master one forward... They can't get me diagonally with that. It's true. They'll probably take the pawn. But then I can just jump straight across with the frog there. Unless... one of them can't move left too. That might work. I like that. I like that plan. It means sacrificing one of the pawns, but it doesn't matter. If ultimately it leads to the win. And they can't get me diagonally that way. I like the sound of that. Let's do it. The master moves forward 1. They then take my pawn. I then use the frog to take their pawn and win. Way of the stream. There it is. Kudos to XTA Gulis for giving that the old point out. That was good. And there's a win on the board. Lovely. There you go. I start this time with the reshuffle. So one of the reasons this works well on mobile versus, say, playing it on PC or something like that, and as I say, there probably will be a PC version for all I know, is mobile gaming for me is all about quick turnover. We cover a lot of mobile stuff over on Pocket Gamer, and the main point that we always make with mobile is that it's a form factor that needs to work with the game design. So you've got a touchscreen, you've got to make that sing, you've got to find controls that work for it. Don't just port over a first-person shooter, because often they come out feeling a bit rubbish. 2, you want to be playing it on the go. You'll be able to pick it up and put it down and look at it for 5 minutes and then put it back in your pocket and then come back to it later. So turn-based stuff works really well for that. But what also works is short play sessions. So you don't want to be playing like a massive 5-hour game of Risk or something necessarily on your mobile. Or anything that means you have to be stuck in one place and playing it for like 45 minutes straight. The idea is being able to pick it up and bash this out in 10 minutes and then go great and put it away again is kind of ideally suited for mobile. So it makes sense they've brought it to here first. Okay, what do we got? Crab and Cobra. And they've got Rooster and Dragon next. So I've got to be wary of their Dragon, because they can do that knight move, 2 left and 1 down, or 2 right and 1 down. And that's deadly. So let's go... Tempted to get my... I've got nothing that goes head on. So let's crab my guy 1 forward, shall we? I'm going to crab the master 1 forward. Boom. Let's see what they do. Right, they move their pawn, top right pawn, down and to the left. Okay. Now, again, that dragon, got to be careful of that dragon. The moment I move my master 1 tile forward, they can get the pawn on the far right can get me with a dragon. So I can't move that. However, if I move the other pawn that I just put out into the field 1 forward, they'll be able to get me head on with the crab. So we don't want that either. So I'm thinking I move another one of my pawns out into a place where I can't get got. So if I were to move, using Cobra, this guy out here to back him up, there's nothing anyone can do about that. Let's protect the master. That's the move. Here we go. Okay, so the master's moved back into the corner. They've still got the Cobra, allowing 1 diagonal move forward, or the dragon allowing that knight move. Whereas I can go with the goose or the rooster. Now, if I were to goose into that highlighted position there, they would immediately dragon me in the next turn. So I ain't going to be doing that. That's suicide. If I use the pawn to do it, on the other hand, I can go over there, and there's not much they can do about that. In fact, there's nothing they can do about that. So that's a good move. Or I could draw them out by, for example, moving this guy in front of the king character, the master, and then the crab that I'll get in the next turn I can use to take him. But then that puts me in, it exposes me to the other side, so I'm not going to do that. I think we're going to go up here, top left. Because the cobras can't get me and the dragons can't get me over there. Let's do it. Bosh. Oh, he's just moving sideways. Playing defensive. Okay. I see you there. Let us... What have they got? Goose. So it's diagonal to the right. Or once again, that weird two-step move. Which I dislike profoundly. However, if I move diagonally up there, they can't do squat about that. I lie. They've got a goose, so the dude to the left, they could get me. So I can't move him forward. I could move him sideways, but that would expose him to that guy over there, so I don't want to do that. I might leave him where he is at the moment. Let's look at the other options. So they can move diagonally to the right with the goose. Don't want that. Oh, Ogo got an extra skin from subscribing to the newsletter. Nice. I'm playing with the unblemished version. I don't have the fancy codes. So you guys, you get these codes that we're dropping in. Again, 3 more pairs of codes I'll be dropping over the next 45 minutes, so stay tuned. You've got more stuff than me at this point. You lucky people. Let's look at this guy. Where can we move this guy? If I move him forward 1, no one can touch me still. Let's do that. We're going to do the slow march of death upon these fools. Here we go. Right, what are you going to do? So, I do like the way that the kind of light shifts as things move around. That's a nice little touch. It's like the sun appears behind my players and then when the turnover happens, it all shifts behind the other character. A nice little visual flair there. Big fan of that. Right. So they moved immediately next to me. Now, as they clearly know, well, actually, they've kind of boned themselves there. So I can just use my blue and the power of the rooster. Take this guy. Now, if I do that, what am I exposing myself to? What problems am I going to face in the next turn? Frankly, I don't think any. And if I leave it there, they're going to goose my master in the next go. I can't see anyone being able to do any damage to me like this. Going down, my friend. Bosh. What you got? What you got? Nothing, that's what you got. You got nothing. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting territorial now. I didn't mean to. Ogre from Hell saying, installed it last week, gonna give it another go. There you go. Another option to open it up and give it a bash. So, can anyone move forward one? Yes, they've got a crab, so I can't sit directly in front of anybody. They've got a rooster, so they can move diagonally as well. So all I want to do with my master is kind of go straight forward if I can. Can't do that with either the dragon or the cobra. I'm not moving diagonally up because that is death. Doom and death. I can't move this guy into that forward position because he'll get munched by a crab from the pawn on the right hand side. Or, yeah, that's how he'll get taken down. So I ain't doing that. If I saunter in here, it'll bring the master out. But I couldn't use it to my advantage in the next turn, so there's no point in me doing that. Can move him back one if I'm playing defensively. Let's go down to this guy. I think now's the time to bring him forward. I can put him here. I could do that. Then I'm kind of blocking in my king a little bit. And you want to leave a little bit of space around your king if you have to make an emergency maneuver. Master, not king. You know what I mean. Keep chiding myself for saying the wrong thing. God damn it. I don't know. I'm torn once more. Like Natalie and Bruglia. Right. You know what? Clears my head. It's giving away codes. Free codes for stuff in games. Whoa. Blows the cobwebs out, you know what I mean? So, if you look into your chat, you'll be able to see 2 codes. One for iOS and one for Android stuff. Grab them while they're hot. First come, first served. If you redeem it, then congrats. It's all yours and it's for nothing. Free. The best kind of deal. Alright. I'm wary of penning him in with Dragon. But I might not have any other choices. I can go directly in front of him, but again... I'm not sure it'll get me anywhere. What's next? Goose. I've got goose in the next one. I could move him just in front of it. They couldn't do anything this turn. If they tried to do anything next turn, I could just mess them up. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Something terrible, possibly. Okay, okay. Right. So, mutual destruction. So I can take that guy with Goose. He would then take my guy with Rooster. So it's a question of if I want to sacrifice one of my guys to get rid of another one of those. If I move him one to the left, then he can't get me. And I will be able to get him next round with crab unless he moves. So that's pleasing. However, he's got dragons sitting in the bag now. And with the dragon, he'll be able to move that pawn that's just in front of their master down and center. So they've got two angles of attack on me. Either way, if they take out my... If they take out this pawn, the one I'm highlighting now, with that guy, then I can crab him to death, or goose him to death with the other pawn. Either way, there's a defensive move against it. So I'll lose a pawn, but they'll lose one of theirs. So mutual destruction. If I take out this guy, and they munch my pawn, then I can just goose them in the next round. Oh no, if I take out their pawn, and my boy does it, there's nothing I can really do out there. Choices. Tell you what, if I move him immediately to the left, it protects him against immediate attack, right? Then if matey tries to dragon the pawn in front of my master, then I can just use the crab to munch him. And he'll have used up his dragon. That's the only way he can get to me if he uses the dragon. And there's not another dragon there, so I think I'm okay. Let's see what happens. Now, if he dragons me, which he did, so he's now taken that pawn, right? So I can crab my way back over there and take his pawn, or I can use my crab to move the master one forward. And they don't have the nice knight card to do anything threatening to my master, so I can just get my master one tile closer to the end. Which feels like the move. However, when I inevitably use the dragon, that's when things start getting a bit scary. The interesting thing about this is, like, it's proper looking at your three cards and your next three possible moves, and then weighing that against their next two moves, with the knowledge that whatever you choose to do this round will be incorporated into their move set in three turns' time. It's a really interesting, like, swapping around of mechanics. So, if I just leap over and take his pawn crab style, I'm not putting my king, my master, in any more danger. But also I'm not getting closer to the home or to the kill, which is kind of what I want to be doing. I kind of want to get in there and mess them up. And if I crab my way over, then they'll get their forward move as well, which I don't want them to have. Oh, so many choices. Damn. Right. I think I'm going to crab it. Will I crab it? Let's crab it. They definitely can't get me, right? No. Okay, let's do it. I'm exposing my master. That sounds like a euphemism, doesn't it? Okay. So. I can't let my master take that pawn on the right-hand side because they've got a crab, and his master will immediately get me. So that's out of the picture. If I dragon my master straight over and take that pawn on the left, they can't come back at me with the next move. That's very tempting, to be honest with you. And then I could Cobra and Rooster my way to the home base. I like that. That sounded like a KOTOR line. Which line, Ogre from Hell? I've just finished playing KOTOR. I played it like halfway through back in 2003, but I didn't own the game. I borrowed it from someone. But I decided to go back on Xbox One and play it through to completion, and I finished it like at the weekend. It was well good. Early BioWare, OG, before they became zombie BioWare. R.I.P. Right, I am feeling that my master dragons his way over there. That's what I'm feeling right now. So, get him. I expose my master. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I see what you mean. Right. So now if I move diagonally up and to the right with my master, they'll be able to crab me to death. Likewise, if I move 1 or 2 to the right, they'll crab my master to death. So, let's try and lure this guy out. I'm going to move this dude instead. Let's take him up and to the right, I think. Yes. Yes? I think so. I think I might know what they're going to do next, but yeah, let's do this. Did I like KOTOR? I did. I liked it very much. I mean, obviously it's dated in comparison to the other games. It feels much more crude than the other stuff, the other BioWare ones. But yeah, no, I like... You can see the beginnings of Mass Effect in it, and Mass Effect is like one of my favourite franchises of all time. So it's got that good stuff going on in it. Let me move this light a little bit closer to my face. It's gone a bit gloomy in here. Right, now he's now standing in front of me. Master staring me down, but there's nothing you can really do about that, is there? You can't move forward in the next turn. We don't have anything that can move forward other than the crab. So I'm not really that worried. Let's... If I Cobra my master diagonally, I'm still going to get murked. No, I'm not going to get murked, actually. By the... Ooh. Promising. So I can move him 1 tile away. Because he can't move 2. I'm going to move diagonally 1 back. You can move 2 and up. And I could diagonal him with a cobra. No, with a goose. And then there's the crab move next. This could be good. This could be good. Big Stevie 11 say Mass Effect 2 best game ever. I'm a big fan of 2, but weirdly I kind of like 1. I know it's got the bad inventory system and the Mako is bouncy and weird, but I've in my heart of hearts I've got a lot of love for that first game, for that first set of missions. That evil Turian bugger. I'm gonna go diagonally. I'm gonna do it. Let's go hell for leather. They can't do anything to me here. Neither of them can. There's only 2 of those red dudes left. So, I'm going to do that. This is risky. I feel like they can't do anything. No, they can't do anything. Good. Thank Christ. Okay. Now, he's moved that slave pawn character dude just there. He can't move backwards in either of his moves. So I'm safe there for the time being. For the next 2 turns at least. He can't do anything about it. So if I'm not entirely mistaken, that's a win for Team Stream. Oh yes. Lovely. We did it. We did it, folks. That's 2 for 2 there. I got beaten twice at the beginning, and now I've beaten them twice. So we're getting the hang of it. We're making sense of it all. Big Steve, so wanted to love 1, but it took 2 to grip me. I think a lot of people felt like that. I think people, because the second one was much more accessible if you're not into like heavy duty RPGs. So that's the way that it went. And the second one, they made a lot of tweaks. The combat was much better and things like that. So technically speaking, I kind of like agree. Whoops, excuse me, making a couple of adjustments. I kind of agree. But yeah, again, in my heart of hearts, it will always be 1. My true love. Sorry, just brightening up the face there and getting rid of some of that. Because as you can see, it's evening my time, so the sun is setting and it's affecting my lighting. We can't have that. Right. Mantis, is it? GB Marcus has dived in to say that off, see you next stream. Not a problem, GB Marcus. Thank you for dropping by. Very good to see you as always. Andromeda played slick, but plot characters, meh. Oh yeah, God no. Much smaller. Needed a much smaller space. It was a bad and muddy development where they had to change gear and completely change the game about a year and a half before release. And no, it didn't work at all. Rubbish. It is only 6 PM here, says Ogre from Hell. But that still means it's dark round my way in the UK. Okay, let us. Because we've got. They've won 2, we've won 2. This is the decider, clearly. So, I've got a mantis, I've got a rabbit, or I've got an elephant. Let's go with. They've gone bold. Straight away, moving their master out. I'm tempted. We could get the master straight out there with a mantis move. Yeah, let's do a mantis move. Abazing. What you gonna do about that, huh? Huh? Nothing, that's what. Moved it over to meet me. So they've got a mantis and a boar. They can't worry me yet. I've got an elephant and a rabbit, so I don't want to move my master anymore this turn, because I will put him in danger. So let's get one of my students, I guess we'll call them. One of my pawns out there on the deck. With an elephant maneuver. Because we've got the crab next. Yeah, elephant maneuver. Go. Bang. What do you got for me? The boar moves forward. 1 tap. Alright. They've then got mantis and elephant to go next. They can't move directly in front of them, but he's got a guy protecting him. So we've got the crab, or we've got the rabbit. I'm tempted to move my rabbit out to counter theirs. So if I move this pawn dude here. This is a little bit of protection for my master. Let's do that. See what happens there. He's moved a diagonal. Now, I can technically move. I've only got 2 forward or side moving ones. They can't actually get me. So I can use my master here to take their pawn. And they can only move diagonally. So there's not a great deal they can do about that. I'm going to use the boar to do it with. I think. Yeah, let's use the boar. Let's do the master. Let's go straight on. And the king sort of character can only move. Their master character can only move sideways, diagonally, backwards. Not straight on. So I'm safe if I do this. There you go. Let's move 2 to the side. What you going to do about it? Hey, nothing. That's what. Ha! Sorry. Let's. I feel like we want to get someone else out now. They can move diagonally, but nowhere else. If their master tries to move me, they will not be able to. Well, the master could come down and start worrying my pawns down here. So I'm thinking we move this guy out to defend that pawn. So if the master tries to move... Actually, if I move that pawn to defend there, they're not going to be able to... He's not going to be able to do anything about it with the elephant. Because the rabbit doesn't let me move diagonally that way and protect. I feel like the master's going to go down that way next turn. And then use the boar to go bosh straight into my guy. That's only if I keep the crab. I feel like I want to keep the crab. So if he does try and take the pawn, my next guy will immediately follow him up and get him. Seems like a bad move for him. Or I can just move this guy out. Leave the other two where they are. Maybe I'll do that. Leave the crab. There we go. Right, see what happens. Just move sideways. Very circumspect. I'm not impressed, frankly. Could have done better than that. Now, as I mentioned before, if you are a regular viewer of these streams, you'll know that we tend to tune in every Tuesday. And that's around about 5 PM in the UK, 12 midday Eastern, and 9 AM Pacific. I think that's the right way around. I always get it wrong. And it's mainly, as you probably guessed from now, it's a board game extravaganza. That's the way this thing works. So we're always playing either board games on usually Steam, but sometimes, like today, on mobile. To highlight that fact, there is another pair of codes dropping into the stream right now. So if you are able to redeem these, this is the third pair. One iOS code and one for the Google Play Store as well, listed as Android and iOS. If you can grab them, redeem those codes, you will get a bunch of free stuff which you can use in the game. So go grab it, fill your boots, let us know if you're able to redeem it, and all power to you. Let us see. I don't know now. They can move diagonally, they can't move straight forward. But then I have the rabbit and the boar next turn, and that's not helping me at all. I could jump that guy straight in front of their pawn. I can get my master right in there, and at least for the next turn, they can't do anything about it. Problem is, with my rabbit and my boar, I'm really lacking a diagonal and to the left movement, which is what I really want to be using. So I'm a little bit wary about bringing him out right now. It looks dangerous. So, perhaps we move this guy out and then continue to wait. I kind of don't want to give up that crab. That crab is good. But I guess I'll get the boar instead, so might not be the end of the world. I'm just wary of penning the king in any more than I need to. You know? I can move that one straight forward, and at the moment there's nothing you can do about it. And then I'll get the boar, and they'll have to move the master this turn. Hey, actually, that's a good move. I can put their master under pressure here. Yeah, screw it. Let's try this. Bang. They have to move the master now or I've got him. What? How did you not do that? You're insane. Bam. Way of the stone. There it is. Beautiful. Alright, now then. I'm tempted to bang up the AI here and see how badly I can get my ass handed to me if I go full AI. So let's bring the options over. This is where you select the skins, you see. So as I mentioned before, these are the giveaway things that you can win. We've got a nice themed one, which looks a bit more like a stone, wrought stone. And then here, a futuristic one, if you fancy doing attacks from the future. Very nice indeed. So if I go for play solo, they have obviously, as they mentioned down here, got the pass and play option. Very important. You've also got the opportunity to log in if you want to and check the locally ranked leaderboards, as you always get with these kind of things. So Let's bust the difficulty up there to a little challenging. And you also get different kinds of decks. So the base deck and Sensei's Path deck. So these are the things that we're giving away in the codes. Right. Tough to beat. Let's do this. Let's do this. Bit harder now. We've taken him out 3 times in a row. Let's see if I regret this decision. Remember, there is still one more pair of codes to give away, which I'll be doing so in the next quarter of an hour, so stay tuned to see what happens. We go first. We got Crab and we got Monkey. They've got Ox and they've got Tiger. Right, the Tiger. Here we go. These are the ones that are interesting for me, which let you move 2 tiles forward in a straight line. That's dangerous. I got that one early on when I first started playing. I played 2 games before we streamed. The Tiger card's deadly. So when they use it, hopefully I get it. I want that. Let's go for a diagonal move. No, screw it. Let's go Crab this guy forward. Let's see what they do. Ox or Tiger? They've oxed one dude forward. Alright then. Okay. Now, what, Dragon or Monkey? They have no ability to go diagonal at the moment. If I Dragon my guy over there, I can then Monkey him in the next turn. Or, if he moves back, it'll force him to either move back. They do have that Tiger card, though. The pawn directly vertical from him could Tiger him right in the face. So I probably shouldn't do that. Likewise, if I Monkey either of them... No, that's a bad move. That's bad play. So let's bring the king out. Bring the master onto the table, shall we? Nothing they can do right now about it. Nope. Let's go there. What's his move? They've crabbed one forward. Okay. They're holding on to that Tiger. I don't blame them, but I hate them for it. They've got the ability to move diagonally. Or 2 forward. I have to be very careful. Very careful, actually. So, if I move that pawn up or to the right, they'll either Tiger me, 2 down, or Monkey me that way diagonally. So that's out of the picture. I can move one of my other guys forward just a little bit with an Ox. Won't do any immediate damage. Gets them out on the table. Can't move him forward because, again, he could jump straight in and Tiger me. And I don't want to move the king. Like, if I move the king card up there, I'll get monkeyed. And if I move it to the right, again, I'll get tigered by the pawn. So I am slightly boxed in. So I feel like the only sensible or safe-ish move is to move either one of these guys back or move him out. Or move him sideways, even. Because I can crab cover... Oh, no, I can't do that either. That's no good. Let's move him up one. Here we go. What are you going to do? Again, they're holding on to that tiger. And now I'm in a bad position, because... this character right here, he can get tigered next turn. I'm going to have to get him to use it at some point, because then I will get the tiger card, and then it's on. But in the meantime, I feel like I might drag and retreat my way back a little bit. Yes. So I'm going to dragon my way over here. Now then. That was a very good move. Because I can't crab my master into a safe space. I can monkey him into a safe space, because at the moment, they only have the ability to move sideways and diagonally. Or 2 down front. So I can move my master straight in front of theirs, and then I've got the crab in the bag to go straight on and take them out. So they will... There's no diagonal option. So he'll probably end up moving his master and dragging him over to the right or to the left. And then I'm probably in trouble. But I've got to move my master no matter what. The question is whether I move him straight in front of their master and put him under pressure, or move him to the top right target option there. Let's be bold. Let's go straight up and stare him in the face. Because at the minute, you can't do anything about it. Go. What you going to do? He's going to move back. Right. Okay, okay. So I'm thinking now... Again, they can't move diagonally right now. Oh, they can, sorry, they can with the monkey. They can't move straight ahead. Because I've got that tiger waiting to go. And I'd love to just leave my master there ready to take him out. But I can't, because the next round I'm going to get monkeyed by either of those 2 pawns to my immediate top left or top right. So this puts me in a bind. I feel like I'm going to have to just jump back, and that's the only move that I can sensibly make at this point. Yeah, it's annoying, I don't want to. But the only thing I can do is move back 1 using the ox. If I go that way or that way with the crab, those are all dangerous positions. And as much as I'd love to get that tiger, if I had it this turn, he'd be dead. But alas, and I can't just sit there in the middle there, because I'm going to get munched by the monkey. So, we're moving back. What are you going to do? Out and to the right with the monkey. Okay. Now, I want to try and do what they did, which is keep that tiger card. If I moved right, unfortunately, that pawn character that's second in from the right would have diagonally smashed me with the monkey card. So... let's look at the crab options. I can move 1 forward. I can't do that because they'll batter me. I can bring out one of my pawns and move them forward, which might be the thing to do. But again, the moment I'm in the... I've got the tiger now, so they can't do anything about that. That's quite good. I can't move him forward because... oh, actually I can. I can move him there. Because they ain't got a diagonal. And there's kind of nothing they can do about that. I can certainly put them under pressure, if nothing else. No, none of them are in a position to hurt me there. And even when I give them the crab, they still can't do anything about it. So let's push him forward. Okay, he's moved straight on. He can crab me next turn. So I can't move him diagonally forward. I might have to move him diagonally back to stand beside the master. So monkey him back. Yeah, okay, I'll have to do that. Okay. This is fun. It feels like we're dancing around each other, you know? Now let's move the master over there to the far right corner. What can I do with this ox? Now, I can't move him out to the front because then the pawn will get me. On either side, dragon or monkey, so that's out. This guy I could move forward, or this guy I could move forward. I'm tempted by those. I think that's the move I need to do this turn. Let's get this guy out. And he stepped back. Okay. Now they've got no diagonal right now, so I can crab that guy forward again, and they can't do anything to me. They won't be able to do anything next turn as well, and then I'll have the monkey. So if I crab him forward one, they can't do anything about that. Bang. He's retreating. This is good. Forcing him into a corner. So, again, he still can't move on diagonals. He will after my next turn. Or I could tiger in. I really want to hold on to that tiger. I'm restricting myself to only one moveset because I don't want to give him back the tiger, because then that's just the most dangerous one. Most dangerous card. But the monkey can only move in diagonals, so we can move him out to the middle in front of the master. And there's not really anything they can do. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, he's jumped him forward one. Now I've got the dragon. So it feels to me like I can dragon this guy over to the right. And they can't take me sideways. Or do anything about it, really. Is that right? I'm not kidding myself here, am I? I feel like I can move that guy there and I will be safe. Can't go sideways. There's nothing to take him out there. I can take out the pawn on the left, certainly, but then he'll immediately crab me with his master, so that's not a good move. But if I go out to the right, they can't get me with monkey, and they can't get me with the crab. Let's... Oh, hang on. However, on the next turn, he can monkey the guy immediately behind him. So this guy is currently under threat. I didn't notice that. Because he's going to get monkeyed in the next turn. So if I pull him back next to the king, maybe that's the safe thing to do. Even then, that guy there is gonna... I'm sort of sacrificing one of them, aren't I? Although if I sacrifice the king, I can move him forward one with the ox, and then jump on him with the tiger. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna force him to try and attack me. Come here. Come here! Go on, do it. Yeah, alright, he's done it. So... I then... I was going to say move diagonally to the left, but I can't because I don't have the monkey card yet. If I move my master one forward. And munch him, then he uses the dragon the next turn to get me. So I can't do that. Yes, better AI is better, isn't it? And I can't move the master just forward in the tiger movement. See, this is the problem with penning the master in a little bit. Dangerous, isn't it? So I can't take him out. I can move this guy forward. Well, I'll have to take him out now. I can't take him out. Damn, actually. Is this a game winner for him? Because he can crab my master immediately. So I'm going to have to tiger this guy with this guy. That's the only move. And then draw the other guy to attack me and then use a diagonal on the monkey to attack him. That's the only thing I can see. So we're kind of just mutually assured destruction, but it has forced me to give up my tiger card. So I'm objecting to them right off the bat there. Go. Bam. He's moved his... Oh, that's interesting, actually. That's not what I thought they were going to do. Interesting in a good way. When I say good, I mean scum, obviously. There's sportsmanlike, and then there's just, like, stupid. So. Now, if you go and check your windows, you should see the appearance of the final codes of the stream. So, one iOS and one Android code available to redeem for in-app loveliness within the game itself. So grab them. That's the final ones of the show, because it's ending in just a minute or two. Do let us know if you grab them. And congratulations if you get them. Now, what's the move? They can't move diagonally at the minute. I've got a monkey and I've got an ox, which are basically the same, bar one move. So, but they got that tiger, they got that goddamn tiger. And that tiger gives me the fear. Yes, it does. Can't move diagonally though, can they? Can't move diagonally at the moment. I'm going to get a dragon in a second. Which can do big moves. That's no good. That's... I mean, I could move the master out to the top and to the right. And there's not a thing he could do. From either angle. And then... if I move right again, I can sneak... Oh, let's do it, let's do it. Got to get this game finished anyway, so let's go a bit more kamikaze. So, moving the pawn all the way down there, on the the left-hand side. Hasn't achieved a great deal, but he's done it. Fair play to him. Now, I can't do that because I'm going to get immediately crabbed. They've got the monkey there, so my master does need to move. However, he's given up the tiger once again. I like that. There's no way to sacrifice anyone here, is there? In a way that won't kill my king. No. Oh, actually, he can't move sideways, can he? If I ox, he cannot move left or right. But then I've got the dragon or the tiger. So we're really stuck for diagonals. The monkey is the only card that gives me the diagonal. Screw it, let's do it. Like I say, if I lose, it's fine. There. Now what? He moves the master diagonally. So, I've got a monkey on my next turn. They've got an ox and they've got the crab. Interesting. So I can take him out, but then their master will immediately ox my master on the next turn. We can move him a step back because he can't move diagonally. That's a possibility. I can take that, but it doesn't get me anywhere. It needs to be the master. That's no good. My little guy's back here. I kind of want to be in a position where if he decides to take... Oh, no, because he's got the crab, so he can crab my master next turn. That's not a workable situation for me. Actually, I might be done for. Because master's got me if I stay. And backwards as well. The pawn to the right's got me if I move back there. If I move here... Oh no, they've got no diagonal. That's the only thing I can do to save my master, is to step back with the tiger. I guess that's it. Alright, here we go. And he's moved over there. I've now got the monkey. They've got no diagonal, but they do have that crab, so he can munch me if I try and move to the middle. I've got a diagonal though, so I can use my king to take out his pawn. Which I think I'm going to do. And then I can dragon my way to victory. Let's try this. They've got that tiger. I've got to be careful of it, but I don't think he can do much now. I might have him. Bang. What are you going to do about that? Nothing, that's what. Dragon. Yes! Way of the stream. We've beaten the little challenging AI. I'm happy with that. Fantastic. Thank you all for watching. That is the end of this stream. I think we can... I was going to say concisely, I'm going to say catastrophically smashed the AI into bits there. I'm delighted with that. Thank you all for watching and tuning in. If you want to go and download the game itself, it is downloadable for free at the minute if you want to go and grab it. I hope you guys got those codes that were dropped into the streams. We often do giveaways when you tune into these. So if you want to come back and maybe you win some stuff for a different game, come back and join us again next week. It's going to be Tuesday. It's going to be the same time, 5 PM UK, 9 AM Pacific, 12 midday Eastern. And we will be back with another game, Asmodee-based board game, digital game of some kind, and possibly some codes to go with it. Maybe even guests. We get developers on here as well, which is always a pleasure. But thank you all those who joined us. Peter Note Boom, we've got Ogre from Hell, we've got Big Stevie 1, we've got Chibi Marcus as usual, Trojan Rage and other people as well. If I didn't miss your name off, I apologise. But we are out for this week. Appreciate your custom, and we hope to see you again next time. Take it easy. Bye-bye.